Hi, and welcome to MSU TV's Discover. I'm your host, Nate Watkins, and we have a very exciting show for you today. First, we have Jordan and Chrissy on from the Service Dog Association with some of their furry friends to tell us about how to get involved. Then we have Brandon White on to talk about his experience with ROTC. Finally, we have our very first edition of Sarah's Segments, in which our lovely segment producer, Sarah Finley, comes on and follows a student around and sees what they do in a week. Thank you for tuning in, and get ready to discover. Welcome back. I'm here with our first guest, Brandon White. So, Brandon, what are you here to tell us about today?
I'm here to tell you about ROTC.
So, what does ROTC stand for?
Reserve Officer Training Course.
Okay, so that's actually really cool. What do you do with ROTC?
ROTC, we do quite a few things. The first thing we do is to get whoever's in ROTC ready to become a commissioned officer. So, what that means is you enlisted first as a private, and then you work up through the ranks, become a officer, which is a 1, which is a second lieutenant. So that's really the main focus of ROTC.
And so, how do you sort of move up the ranks? What's sort of the process?
It depends on time and service and time and grade, which means so you'll be in for 3 years. That's your time and service, and time and grade is also 24 months for an E3, and then it goes up to 36 months for an E4, which is a specialist. So you just different things to move up in the ranks is time and service.
So what led you to join ROTC?
I really wanted to become an officer in the National Guard or Army itself, and plus also all the money that you get from ROTC.
Okay, so that's really cool. So what's some advice you would give to people who are thinking about joining ROTC?
If you just want to branch out, try to do new things, some advice I would do is do it for the experience, get the benefits from it, from the money issues, just have fun with it, honestly.
And so how would someone who's watching this program join ROTC here at MSU?
If you wanted to join ROTC, you would go to Button Auditorium, go up to the 2nd floor, and ask for Mr. Farley or Sergeant First Class Varney.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming on. So that's all we have. Come back and discover some more. Welcome back. I'm very excited to say I have Jordan and Chrissy here from Service Dog Association with some of their friends. So let's ask them some stuff. So what do you do with the Service Dog Association?
Okay, so the Service Dog Association, we work with a company out of Xenia, Ohio. They're called 4 Paws for Ability. Our main jobs here on campus is to socialize the dogs, get them used to different scenarios and different places. And then we also teach them basic commands and just get them familiarized with those. And then we do later on, whenever they go for their advanced training, if they pass their exam, then they will go on to get paired with a child or a veteran who's in need of a service dog, and they train them for a variety of things.
All right, so what are the dogs here's names? They're sort of playing with each other. But.
This is Lennox. Lennox, sit.
And this is Rolf.
Alrighty, so if someone wanted to get involved with the Service Dog Association, how would they go about doing that?
Well, we have a Instagram page. It's called MSU 4 Paws. MSU, the letter 4, and then paws. And we post about when our meetings are and the events that we have. So if you follow us, you'll basically know when to come to everything.
Alrighty. Do you have any cool events coming up?
Starting on October the 6th, we're going to have Tales for Tales, which is at Coffee Trees Books at the Fuzzy Duck. And basically, we bring our dogs there. Kids in our community can come out. They read to the dogs because the dogs don't judge, obviously. And it just kind of creates a safe place for kids to learn. So that's one of the events coming up.
And then we also, later in October, will have a Halloween photo booth, which we did it last year, and you'll have a chance to either dress up with the dog or dress the dog up to take whatever picture that you want. And last year we had a Polaroid, but I don't know if we're going to have that one this year, though.
Alrighty. Well, the dogs are getting sort of restless. So thank you guys for coming. I think you gave us a lot of good information. But anyways, come after and discover. Welcome back. I'm very pleased to announce that we have our first ever edition of Sarah's Segments. Sarah Finley is a segment producer here on MSU Discover, and she will be going out in the field every other week and showing us something cool that someone's been doing and producing here on campus. And I actually have Sarah Finley in the studio with us today to tell us a bit about what she did. So, Sarah, what did you do this week?
This week I went and interviewed Luke Whitlock. He's a student here. He's a junior, and he's really interested in rap. So I got his scoop on that.
Alrighty, let's see that.
I'm majoring in convergent media at Morehead State. I'm studying audio and video production. When I was in high school, my freshman year of high school, I moved schools from a rural area outside of Louisville, Kentucky, Taylorsville, Kentucky, and I moved into an urban school, Louisville Male High School. And I was introduced to African American culture, hip hop culture, and I really took to it. I was kind of an awkward guy in high school. I didn't have very many friends, especially when I moved. And when I got to listening to a lot of hip hop, it really gave me the confidence that I needed. And by my senior year, I realized that I wanted to get back to that culture. I just finished recording a 9-song mixtape dedicated to a good music label artist. That's Kanye West's label. And that's the label I want to be a part of one day. It's one of my goals. And I wanted to try to make music dedicated to this new Signe Volé, and try to prove myself and try to make music that is as good as, if not better than him, to help get my name out there. I'd have to say that the person who inspired me the most is Kanye West. I listened to a lot of his music in high school, and it really brought me out of my shell. And I really admire the way he makes music, the whole idea of the art reflects reality, and the contradictory nature of humans, and how that's portrayed in his music and the stories he tells. And I really wanted to implement that in my music and make stories just like he does. And he's my biggest inspiration. The influence I'd like to have in the rap world would be, honestly, just finding common ground with everyone else. Anyone who listens to my music, I feel like most artists do this. They make music about issues that they're going through, issues that they care about. And they try to find people who can relate and feel that too, and I think that's one of the biggest things I want to connect with the most people possible to have the biggest influence. I have 2 albums or 3 actually, that I actually view as good albums that I've made and I'm proud of. The others are kind of, getting into the art and trying and failing, and there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't listen to and I don't ever want to listen to again, but I have 2 or 3 projects out that I enjoy and think are okay. If you go to SoundCloud.com and you type in LTC or Luke Whitlock, Luke the Commander, you'll find my music. It should be Louisville artist, and you can see my latest mixtape, Good Promise.
This boy is kinda kooky. They gon' say that this a losey when he shows it like a movie. And I'm still trying to prove me to myself usually. In my game I feel a little funky, out of character. I'm stepping like this unappreciated undergraduate is about to change some dated rhymes all on your mind like a sacrament. So back up, you got a minute. Rewind for a minute. Too kind.
Thank you for watching today's very special episode of Discover. I'd like to thank all of our guests for coming on and talking, and thank you, Sarah Finley, for our very first Sarah segment. I'd like to thank you all for watching on msutv.net, on YouTube, or on Channel 85. Come back next time so we can discover.